All right, Mug. I got a question for you.
Shoot, I'm an inquisitive mug. I love this kind of shit.
Do you think that His Majesty, President for Life, Al-Hijab Field Marshal, Professor Albus Percival, Wulfric Brian, Dumbledore, MD, PhD, Lord of all the Beasts, Land Efficiency, Conqueror of the British Empire in Africa, and General Uganda in particular, is gay?
Oh, that Dumbledore. No. No, I don't think so.
Oh, well, what about the one from best-selling 1997 to 2007 children's fantasy series Harry Potter?
Oh, yeah, no. Queerer than a $3 bill. Fruitier than a lure. Smells like his pants smell like pool chlorine and ass.
Jesus Christ.
That dude's a flamer. But no, I actually don't.
To be clear, we're discussing the homosexuality and questionable nature thereof, Albus Dumbledore.
Of the book Artemis Fowl.
Percy Jackson, of course.
Yeah. Aragorn, wasn't he from Lord of the Rings?
YA was a fucking curse upon fantasy for like 15 years. Quick plot synopsis. The first hints of this character, I think the first time he's mentioned, is the quick description. Considered by many to be the greatest wizard of modern times, Dumbledore is particularly famous for his defeat of the dark wizard Grindelwald in 1945.
1945?
1945. What a interesting coincidental year. Interesting year to choose.
Dingledang beat Grundlewalk in 1945.
Yes, that's the most interesting thing that happened in 1945. It's the most important thing that happened in 1945.
Especially for the English.
Discovery of the 12 Uses of Dragon's Blood, for his work with alchemy with his partner Nicholas Flamel. Professor Dumbledore enjoys a chamber music and 10-pin pulling. This is the first description of him, and it's already mentioning a connection to a wizard, Grindelwald. Now, much later, in the 7th book,
Deathly Hallows,
the story
right?
goes, Deathly Hallows goes deep into, okay, well, who was Grindelwald, and what was Dumbledore's connection to him?
Where is Grindelwald at the start of the first book? Is he alive?
He's in prison.
What's the prison called?
Nurmengard.
Nuremberg?
Yeah, it's Nuremberg.
In 1945? Get out of here.
Do you think the wizards had their own Nuremberg trials for like Wizard Hitler? Because he's Wizard Hitler, right? Like I know the Fantastic Beast movies. I think they retconned it so like he's trying to stop Hitler. But let's be honest, that's stupid and not how it went.
Yeah,
so we're going to ignore it.
Fucking dumb. Wait, are you implying that J.K. Rowling will come out later and retcon parts of her book to make herself and her stories seem more clever or socially conscious?
Or just outright bigoted. And then not bigoted, but be more bigoted somehow. It's fucking J.K. Rowling, okay? She's a fucking hack.
Like the conceit of this even being a question. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we're talking about that fucking hack. But anyways, let's get into the text itself. That's his description. The 6th and 7th book goes a lot into his background. Namely, the 6th book has a scene. I know we didn't watch the 6th movie or read the 6th book, so I'm paraphrasing. But he drinks the Emerald Potion, and he has some terrible vision where he asks Harry to kill him. And it's like, oh, well.
Fucking drama queen.
Yeah, what was that vision? Yeah, I mean, obviously he's gay just for, like, being like, oh my god, kill me. Like, Yas Queen.
Harry, I need you to slay.
Harry, I need you to slay. Make me drink the potion.
See, that was my first thought that Dumbledore might be gay, is that, like, when he refused to drink more of the potion until Harry spit in it.
But, yeah, no, he drinks his potion. It's like, so something's up with this guy. The whole 6th book, Dumbledore's acting super sussy-wussy.
Would you say he's acting a bit queer?
Yeah, he's quite a bit queer, in fact.
Everyone at home, take a drink.
But there's something going on with his past. He has this strange vision. In the 7th book, you get a lot of scenes expanding on what's Dumbledore's past. His dad killed a bunch of non-magic Americans, I think is the politically correct term. But we're going to say the slur. Yeah. We're going to say the word muggle. We're saying a slur.
With the hard
L.
We're
saying a slur today. Fuck. Oh, yeah, hard L.
I mean, do you know how much bull poop I get being a mug in a world where muggle is a slur? I mean, it's bad enough that my name is Julian. Now I gotta catch it on the fucking avatar too? This is bullshit. goddamn high mod. I got a word for wizards. Fruit bloods. Fuck them.
Fucking fruit
Fairy
bloods.
motherfuckers. Holding wands. That's just like a dildo.
PlayStation triple.
I think it's worth noting that speaking of J.K. Rowling going back and retconning shit, the whole, but is Dumbledore gay thing that brings us to this topic is that it's arguably, unless I'm about to hear some shit, never addressed in the books, at least not outright. I think Deathly Hallows came out in July of 2007, and it was an interview in October of 2007 where somebody was like, "Has Dumbledore ever been in love, isn't it?" And she's like, right, he's gay, right? He's what do they call it? Into the buggery, then.
That was her exact word.
In her exact tone. Oh, right, yeah, he's a sausage swallower.
He loves sausage. You can see him eating the sausage in the third book.
But said specifically, if I recall, that yes, he was in love with Grindelwald, which was kind of word of God author thing. But I'm sorry, it's not as important.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Oh, but to be clear, authorial intent and I guess retconned authorial intent are two different things. But let's look at what does the text say? He's got this connection to this Grindelwald guy. His dad killed some muggles. It had something to do with his sister who was autistic. Magic autism, of course. Not regular autism, because everything has to be magical.
Yeah.
It's happening to a character of note. So his dad kills some muggles, and they move to Godric's Hollow, where Dumbledore hangs out with this, I think they're German or Russian or whatever the fuck, kid named Gallard Grindelwald. And they start investigating the Deathly Hallows because local celebrity, I don't remember his fucking name.
Inigo Montoya, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that. Was said to be the original owner of the Cloak of Invisibility. They investigate the Deathly Hallows, they search for them, and they track down the Elder Wand. And at this point, Dumbledore's mother dies in the middle of the search for the Deathly Hallows. And Dumbledore is left in charge of taking care of his autistic sister. Grindelwald says, fuck it, let your brother do it. Dumbledore's like, no, I mean, she's my sister. What the fuck, dude? The three of them have a duel, and the end result of that duel is his sister dies. Nobody knows who killed the sister, although it's heavily implied to be Dumbledore himself.
Yes.
At this point, him and Grindelwald go their separate ways.
It's worth noting that this all takes place over the course of 2 months. Albus moves back after his autistic sister died, some kind of autistic... Wait, no, never mind, that's later. Fuck, I'm fucking it up.
Yeah, his sister's not dead. His mother dies.
Yeah, so his brother, dies, Aberforth, is the one who wants to watch fucking...
Ariana. I think
Grindelwald's actually like, no, she's coming with us. Fuck you. You're the bitch, brother.
Yeah, she was roped mostly into Albus's cult of personality, but also Grindelwald.
Yeah.
And Grindelwald had this whole thing where he wanted to enslave the Muggles because they're evil and they're assholes to the fucking fairy bloods, right?
Fruit blood. Yeah, I'll take fairy blood too.
This is what is in the text prior to the Fantastic Beasts movies. I haven't watched anything but the first one, and I don't care. I don't care what Rowling has said after Deathly Hallows. It's not important.
I'm sorry.
It's not really important to the story. So this is what happens. Dumbledore and Grindelwald have another battle where Dumbledore defeats him despite the fact that Grindelwald has the Elder Wand. Dumbledore gets the Elder Wand and carries it until his death in the 6th book, where he's disarmed by Draco Malfoy and killed by Severus Snape. And Voldemort starts searching for the wand because he just wants power and is already immortal because fuck it. Goes to Grindelwald to find the wand. Grindelwald says, yeah, fuck you, I'm not telling you. Gets killed. And Voldemort puts 2 and 2 together and figures, oh, Dumbledore has it. You gay bitch.
Probably hidden up his ass. Look at the beads on it.
So that's essentially the story as it stands. Yeah. Well, Harry is in limbo towards the end of the 3rd book. He has a couple conversations with Dumbledore. Some of those conversations touch on Grindelwald. Here's the quotes I've pulled. They say he showed remorse in later years, alone in his cell in Nuremberg. I hope that is true. I would like to think that he did feel the horror and shame for what he had done. Perhaps that lie to Voldemort was his attempt to make amends, to prevent Voldemort from taking the Hollow. Grindelwald had a change of heart. He saw Dumbledore's way of thinking things. So clearly Grindelwald's not the complete psychopath that I think he's been later described and retconned as.
Yeah.
But clearly in the text of Deathly Hallows, he has some soft spot for Dumbledore.
After that quote that you just said, Harry posits or maybe just to keep him from robbing your grave.
Yeah.
Which I think is an indication that maybe Grindelwald, which it still could be just straight, good old-fashioned, all-American / English heterosexual respect for your peers, not necessarily your queers. But
yeah,
Harry does
kind of posit. But I mean, yeah, Harry's positing it. And
why,
the other quote I
proto-wizard Hitler would give a fuck about grave defiling long after, many decades. It's fucking decades after this for a man who you knew for 2 months.
Yes, there's an important connection. Clearly, it's fucking summarized on the back of Dumbledore's trading card that Grindelwald holds a important connection to Dumbledore beyond just he defeated him in 1945. I mean, that's what the public knows. That's what the public sees. Rita Skeeter allegedly writes this 800-page book in universe all about how Dumbledore was caught up in this demagogue's cult of personality, one of the worst people in history, and he's caught up in the cult of personality of it. It
is also important to note in Rita Skeeter's book that was it Bethesda Maryland Bagfoot says that Albus Dumbledore had no young men his own age who he was hanging out with. So I've got it right here. He seemed a charming boy to me. Whatever he became later, naturally I introduced him to poor Albus, who was missing the company of lads his own age.
Yeah.
So he wasn't out here just trolling for cock.
In school, very clearly. I mean, the dude taught Transfiguration. He was clearly a pariah in school.
I mean, he has 17 fucking awards at Hogwarts. He was absolutely just crushing it. Trophy case, but he was also kind of the kid who'd be like, "Excuse me, Professor, didn't you forget to give us homework today?"
He was the Neville Longbottom, the Hermione Granger of his time. God, if I was saying that in any context that wasn't fucking Harry Potter, I'd kill myself.
No, excellent point.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's important to know that by Bagfoot's own admission, he wasn't exactly out here trolling for ass. At least not man ass.
Or at the very least, he felt awkward around other men beyond his brother.
Yeah. He had that fucking, tortured genius complex of, well, everyone's beneath me. The ego cannot be denied with that guy.
I think textually, what this evidence shows is it's definitely going that way. And this is more to link into what's the theme of Deathly Hallows? Every Harry Potter book has a theme appropriate to that age range. It's 11 to 17-year-olds. Every book has a slightly more mature theme that you're supposed to pick up on as you read these books. The first book is about how, hey, you might be different, but you being different could also make you special. Second book is, hey, these people that are trying to be your friends, maybe you should be careful about those people because they could be trying to use you too. All these books have different messages that increase in complexity up until Deathly Hallows. Deathly Hallows' message, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I read these books.
Oh, I will.
I
will, and everybody's going to see it.
This is the theme I took away from it: is as you become an adult, the thing that makes you an adult, according to J.K. Rowling, is realizing that your mentors and the adults in your life are just as human as you. They make the mistakes. Some of them, the mistakes that they made or the things that they did that you thought were bad were actually good, i.e. Severus Snape, who loved Harry and saved Harry's life as he would have frozen to death if Snape didn't show up that night.
Yeah. I mean, he saved him in the fucking first movie, or at least tried to when
multiple times throughout the book. Snape is saving Harry because Snape loves Harry. Snape is reminded of his childhood love every time he looks at Harry. He wants to protect the boy. He always has.
You're a cunt like your father, but soft like your mother.
For one thing, he hates James, obviously.
Yeah.
But also, I think that Snape doesn't want to form the same attachment he had to Lily just to lose Harry again. It's the whole narrative of that character. I think most people would agree that is the narrative of that character. That's the message of Snape's story. Dumbledore's story is this dude followed Wizard Hitler. And like his whole plan was to defeat Voldemort was broken from the start. Go around hunting fucking MacGuffins that usually take a whole year to discover on their own.
Just like the Dragon Balls.
Destroy them with a sword that I forgot wouldn't even show up for you necessarily. And also go collect these totems that make you immortal and kill yourself at the very end so that way he dies for good.
I mean, to be fair, talking about that plan, that's the first evidence is that he's gay. Is that even in the limbo thing, he can't give Harry a straight answer.
Hey!
Oh!
But you've been waiting weeks for that, haven't you?
Oh, yes. Chomping at the veritable, at the proverbial bit.
But that Dumbledore's whole plan is very broken and very shoddy, and everyone says it throughout the entire book. Dude, what the fuck are we doing following this guy's plan? He clearly didn't think this through very
from the
well.
movie. Not that I reread the whole book, but I was like, God damn, this is like, it's so glossed over.
Oh yeah, Aberforth says as much in his chapter is, dude, what the fuck are you doing following my brother's plan? That dude is just string shit together as he goes.
He's like, well, I trust Dumbledore. And he's like, no, that's the answer of a boy.
Yeah, that.
Are you a fucking boy or are you a man, Harry Potter? You want to talk like a man, you better fuck like a man.
You fuck like a man. I'll fuck you till you let me, faggot.
I can smell the fear on you, boy.
But that's the thing. And I think the fact that Dumbledore's gay for Wizard Hitler adds to that theme. It works thematically. You don't need a queer character in your book to thematically resonate. But let's be honest, we're talking about J.K. Rowling. She wrote fucking Ching Chong Bing Bong, the Asian character who needs to conform to everything she sees in the world. Every authority Ching Chong Bing Bong needs to conform to. And you know the worst fucking part? Yeah, I'm making fun of her name, but it's actually that bad. Like, let's be honest. It's fucking Cho Chang. We're talking about Seamus Finnegan, the Irish kid that can't stop bombing shit, but he's one of the good ones because he bombs the right shit sometimes.
I had never caught that before, but yeah, even in the fucking movie, it's like they're setting up the bombs for the bridge at the beginning of the Battle of Hogwarts. Neville's like, I don't think I can build a fucking IED, and McGonagall was like, ask your car-bombing, drunken, packy, dipshit friend Seamus. He's a fucking terrorist.
Exactly. J.K. Rowling, any character trait she gives a character, you know, the fucking goblin's greedy, and there's fucking Stars of David on the floor. The Winky the house elf, who isn't a character in the movies, so I'm not too sure if you're familiar, but there's a character in the books named Winky the house elf. She was the house elf for the Minister of Magic. She got freed because she accidentally let state secrets slip, and she spends the entire rest of the books drunk on her ass begging for somebody to enslave her again.
I wonder what that could be an allegory for.
J.K. Rowling does not give a character something unique about them unless it's thematically resonant to the story. Now, the interview we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says he's gay. And that interview is very, like, it's before the J.K. Rowling Twitter arc of her being like, wizards.
We had a ginger student named Raggedy Ann Peppermint.
Yeah. This is before Twitter, J.K. Rowling. This is literally the year Twitter
came out.
There
were plenty of Muslim students, like Farouk Al-Shir-Jabbar.
Please tell me that's real. That would be hilarious.
Probably, but no, that's off the fucking old porcelain dome.
But yeah, J.K. This is pre-J.K. Rowling just adding random shit. Somebody's asking her like, oh, he doesn't really show any romantic connection. And in this book, you're clearly showing that he has this connection to somebody very closer than we've ever seen Dumbledore have a connection to somebody before. I do
not think that it's that close of a connection by Dumbledore's own admission, if I may interject. See if I have the clip here. It's like, it's talking about the Deathly Hallows. Grindelwald was looking for them too. Asked Harry, it was the thing above all else that drew us together. Two clever, arrogant boys with a shared obsession. And that's the most he says about it. Couple that in with the 2 months thing,
But Dumbledore is also extremely coy. The man is extremely coy. The only time he's ever honest is when he's talking to Snape in that memory, where he's just like, "Oh, you want me to hide the best thing you've ever done, you fucking psycho?"
I don't think he's being coy. This is when they're in limbo and goddamn Dumbledore's ghost. For all intents and
It's
purposes.
Dumbledore's ghost in limbo, but he's still being coy. You said it yourself. He can't give anyone a straight answer.
Yeah.
I think he lost his love for Grindelwald when his sister died, but I think he genuinely loved the man. I think he saw him as an equal. He saw something, and there was a romantic attraction. I mean, not to act like the Fantastic Beasts movies exist at all, but in those, he makes an unbreakable bond with Grindelwald that is the plot of one of those shitty fucking movies.
I'm sorry, that's like Harry Potter GT for me. That's not going to count.
My point being is, I think Dumbledore had feelings for him, but those faded with the death of his sister. I think Grindelwald kept those feelings, hid them, went and did the Wizard Hitler thing, got defeated, and never gave up on those feelings. Like, he never lost them in the way that Dumbledore did. That's why Dumbledore is so quiet with it.
I think that textually the strongest piece of evidence for them having a relationship, and I still do think it's one-sided, is for Grindelwald having feelings for Dumbledore. Because Dumbledore's whole reasoning, again, they knew for 2 months, and I believe it was a 5-year gap before, even though the whole wizarding world was begging Dumbledore to go and take out proto-Wizard Hitler. Let's call him Wizard Himmler. Because Voldemort is, as we all know, Wizard Hitler. Because fucking allegories are hard.
Allegories are hard. Every enemy has to be Hitler.
Fuck me, dude. Oh my, it's bad. I told you the other day, it's bad when Darth Vader is a better surface level Hitler analog than your fucking wiggly snake man.
Yeah, no, the only fucking reason why I was willing to rewatch these movies, other than like this being the ultimate, like is this character actually gay, or is it just the author bullshitting discussion, is the fact that we weren't going to be discussing Voldemort much at all. Dear God. Fucking terrible villain. Jesus. Absolutely terrible character. There's nothing there. I won't harp on it any longer, but there's nothing there.
So, like, we talked about how Grindelwald, and this is Harry's thing, is like, well, maybe he just didn't want your grave to be defiled, which I think could be one-way street thing, affection toward Dumbledore. And it's Grindelwald that gets angry when Aberforth is like, no, you're not going to take our autistic sister to go search for the fucking hollows. What if she chews on the goddamn door frames, man? She's crazy. Like, what if she's like starts drowning in the toilet? Yeah. She starts drowning in the toilet or something, or like her helmet gets stuck in the top load dryer. Like, and you're out here just fucking looking for MacGuffins. It's not going to fly. And Aberforth is like, oh, Dumbledore got mad. But Grindelwald got fucking pissed. Like, you don't talk to him that way! I could see it. But
I think J.K. Look, I have always subscribed to the theory that J.K. Rowling intended him to be gay and wrote that into the last book as like okay, we're going to touch on this because I'm touching on this character as he is as a human, as I envision him. And this is how it works. Now, textually, how does that come off? Yeah, it comes off as Grindelwald's more gay than Dumbledore.
He's higher on the Kinsey scale, the wizard Kinsey scale, which was considered by me as like a possible subtitle for this episode. Which
is also ranked off of 200 points because it's just hyper specific. Because Lord knows Harry Potter fans are those types of people.
They're on some spectrum, not necessarily the Kinsey one.
I'm a wizard Kinsey 152. I prefer women just enough that I would date one in a situation where one of them was a Hufflepuff and the other one was a Ravenclaw.
Let's just be honest. If you're an adult Harry Potter fan and you have like Pottermore stickers on your car, you're a fucking Hufflepuff. You're a goddamn Hufflepuff and you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. Your house colors make you look like a bee's ass.
If you're an adult Harry Potter fan and this is the only book you've read in recent memory that you can remember, Jesus fucking Christ, read another book.
Yeah, the only magic trick you should be casting in real life is the Joker's magic pencil trick on yourself.
They're books for teenagers. My fucking God. Just linking back to everything. I think you're onto something because, yeah, despite the fact that Dumbledore's very coy, he does not profess any like attraction to Grindelwald beyond, oh, well, we just liked each other. Now, granted, he's from we're talking about the 40s, or well, realistically, the 20s. I'm not saying the 20s were as homophobic as the decade before or after, but is a gay man from the 20s going to admit that they're gay?
Well, that's
Like, just
that's part of
outright
what I
say
think
they're
is
gay?
in the Rita Skeeter thing. Rita Skeeter motherfucker thing. They have a letter from Albus. Like Bagshot kept some of the letters. This is an absolute undeniable hit piece on Dumbledore in England, and they never once bring up that, like, hey, maybe these two were fucking fruits. Maybe these guys were sharing underwear and docking and shit. That if there was even an inkling of that.
That's the thing. We don't have, like, J.K. Rowling has never gone and released, the Rita Skeeter memoir, which I honestly think would be some of the most interesting, like, in-universe texts that she could have released. Better than fucking Beetle the Bard.
It was better written than the rest of the book. I was very surprised when I was reading it. I'm like, this Rita Skeeter is somehow a better author than J.K. Rowling, written by J.K. Rowling. It was like,
because the thing that Deathly Hallows does well, and this ties into like the overarching theme of Harry Potter growing up with you, is Deathly Hallows is really good at expanding the world and like in subtle ways too. It doesn't spell out that, oh, this is this person's motivations. At no point does Snape say, by the way, I was protecting you because I miss your mother. No, it's shown in his memories that, oh, he was protecting Harry because he loved his mother.
That's why I thought the whole, like, hey, my mother's Patronus was a doe, and Snape's Patronus is a doe. Isn't that weird? And I'm like, no, it's... What? Is that in there for the fucking idiots who couldn't pick up on that? Like, again, no subtlety.
I mean, yes, it's a book for 17-year-olds. It's a book for 17-year-olds.
Capable of subtlety, J.K. Rowling, which is also why I don't think I can trust any not as writ subtext about Dumbledore being gay. I don't think that Rowling is capable of it. When you told me, like, to research this stuff, and you were like, you wanted me to deliberately limit my scope to things applicable because I knew you were coming at it from a certain angle that was going to be a surprise. But when I was rewatching Deathly Hallows and rereading the chapters, I got some of the chapters wrong, so I read a little extra. And every character who likes each other, it is so unambiguously obvious.
Okay, I've got a counterpoint, though. There is one well-written and subtly hidden thing in Deathly Hallows in particular that I think most people will agree was probably intentional and also actually subtle. And that is Neville Longbottom, a boy born at the end of June, defeating Voldemort at the end of the story. Nobody spells out, oh yeah, Neville was also supposed to be that prophecy. No, it's only mentioned, I think, only in the 5th book that, Voldemort sent Bellatrix to go torture Neville's parents as a failsafe.
In fairness, I don't remember enough. That was the last book I read, was Order of the Phoenix. And I remember that it's brought up as ambiguous whether it's like Harry or Neville, or that it could be either one of them. And I remember thinking that was clever, but enough time has passed that I can't tell you if I picked up on that by reading the book, or if I heard that after the fact from adult Harry Potter Hufflepuff-ass fans, and now just kind of retroactively remember having discerned that for myself. So
I mean,
I
remember discerning it around when the 7th book came out, and I was like reading these books properly for the first time. Which, keep in mind, I was 10, but I think most people would say, like, okay, that was probably intentional and cleverly written. So Dumbledore being like, she is capable occasionally. I mean, broken clocks right twice a day. Occasionally of having clever writing. It's not that she's a great author by any means. She's a terrible person, and she's got some serious issues with her writing. There were times where she was subtle. For example, nothing ever spells out, oh, Dolores Umbridge is a follower of Voldemort, she's in his pocket. But you could discern that from the fact that she recognizes the locket of Slytherin being sold on the streets, picks it up and keeps it on her person. Occasionally, she is subtle with things. It's not very often, and half of it, I think, is by accident. I think she described it in one interview, and I couldn't find it for this recording. But vaguely remember an interview years ago where she says she didn't write him intentionally to be gay from the start, but at some point while writing one of the books, I think it was the fourth book during the dance scene.
Ironically, the gayest scene in all of Harry Potter was that ball in the fourth book.
Yeah, the ballroom in the fourth book. But I remembered Harry having Luna as his date, but no, that wasn't right.
It was the Indian twins.
Yeah, that's right. They would. Their name was probably Pajit and Curry.
Oh, fuck.
But I think she describes it like around that point. She was like, I think Dumbledore might be gay, like as this character was developing. And as somebody who, I've written some stories myself, sometimes characters do develop more in the moment than you initially intend them to. I don't think anyone can know, because J.K. Rowling is a liar. She's a filthy fucking liar who will retcon anything to try to save face with the internet that she's already lost, when she said, I think, and I quote, transgender people are trying to eat babies, and they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Springfield, Ohio, look it up.
To play Baloney's advocate for a minute, I will say that most of the retcon face-saving shit that she does seems to be to, like, get that social credit, that sweet social credit. And it seems less like, I'm going to set out and say this shit, nobody asked for it, nobody was, just for my own benefit, and more, it came more organically. It wasn't a tweet, it was asked at an interview, and it seems less like an ass pull than the others, because it's like,
well, it's also years before
I don't know if it was more
others.
homophobic in England in 2000 or globally in 2007 than it is now in 2024. I don't know if
they do still call cigarettes fags. So
yes, I mean, and hey, I'll even tell you, there's some stuff that aside from book 7 that really stuck out to me, that as a straight man, that makes me think that Dumbledore is a little on the queer side. I mean, for one thing, his hat in the first movie, straight people don't wear hats like that. As discussed, the beads on his wand, ribbed for his pleasure.
He does like to wear a bathrobe everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the other thing, the bathrobe. I think it's the second movie. During one of the banquets, he farts and a chocolate frog comes out of his robe, and then it lands in a bowl of water, and it's like, oh shit, that was just a regular frog. What was that brown stuff on it? There was movie 1 where he goes, Accio Neville's pants, and it takes off his trousers, and then he puts his wand between his legs and, like, chases him around the tables. Movie 3, when they're in Hogsmeade and Harry's like spying on him to find out about Sirius Black, and I think it's Cornelius Fudge is like, yeah, I'll take a butterbeer, hold the butter. And Dumbledore's like, I'll take a butterbeer, hold the beer. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Like you said, there was the emerald potion that like Harry had to force him to drink, and he refused to do it unless Harry spit in it first. There was
wait, you remember it as that? Oh, you're talking about the movie version. In the book, he actually had to give the emerald potion via enema to Dumbledore.
Oh god, yeah. There we go. Fucking normie alert. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, not hashtag fake fan.
And he had to remove the wand from Dumbledore's ass before he could get the tube in.
I bet your Patronus is a wolf in sheep's wool.
My Patronus is a pet rock. And fucking everyone in Hufflepuff, their Patronus is just like a shot deer that's just like bleeding on the ground, a used condom.
I think at the end of the day, right? Because we're getting pretty close to a reasonable length for this. But at the end of the day,
I've only got like 3 more. If I
no, if you want to get your gay jokes out of the way.
Oh, jokes! I'm taking this very seriously.
Oh, I'm sure you are. After all, do you remember the scene where McGonagall was teaching the kids to eat pussy, and Dumbledore said, "I gotta leave the room. I'm not very helpful in this regard." Longbottom, come with me. What? Come on.
Come with me or 1,000 points from Gryffindor. There's one thing that stands. Okay, fuck, I've lost the flow. Fuck it. I was gonna say there's that scene in movie 7 where the new Minister of Magic, who's fucking Victor from Underworld, he hands Ron the Deluminator, just like, all right, it's wrapped up, but no problem. He just hands it to him, and Hermione hands the book, no problem. Watch the movie. He's holding that snitch with like a rag in his hand, like 2 fingers, like far away. And like it's got a smell to it or something.
You know that snitch was used as an anal bead.
Oh yeah, well what I think is he knows Harry's gonna have to open it by giving it a kiss, so he like rubbed it all over his balls first. And like rewatch that scene. The moment Harry takes the snitch, the minister's like, ugh, and like withdraws his hand like he was holding a piece of shit that was on fire.
You forget, okay?
Yeah.
Harry doesn't have to just kiss the snitch, because kissing the snitch, yeah, it'll show the message. It'll show the clue. He has to fucking like, tongue that shit.
Yeah. He has to give the snitch a reach around.
You have to tongue the golden snitch in order to get it to open.
In the start of Half-Blood Prince, Dumbledore is waiting for Harry outside of a cafe where that black girl was macking on him. And the billboard he's standing in front of is pretty fucking gay. It's like a perfume ad with this divine magic. Tonight, make a little magic with your man.
But I think at the end of the day, it's relatively inconclusive, but Grindelwald, yeah, it probably, and there might have been authorial intent, but we can't get a true answer because she's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And no amount of like further content is going to expand on this. Let's be honest. Voldemort did not fuck, okay? Voldemort never fucked. He didn't have a daughter, and Harry's son did not go and have to fight Voldemort's daughter in order to stop a bad time paradox and the plot of Shrek 4.
Is that the cursed child shit that I don't know about?
That is the plot of Cursed Child. Which she didn't write. She just gave notes. It's still fucking awful, dude.
So Harry Potter GT is what I'm getting from.
Yeah, if anything's Harry Potter GT, it's fucking Cursed Child. Like straight down the black Hermione.
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah, that was another one. Is like, well, Hermione was always black. Like my ass, JK. Not that it's a problem.
You know what? I'll give her some credit because Reddit Harry Potter fans are copium induced. But as Reddit Harry Potter fans always point out, she didn't come out and say Hermione was black. What she said was, I don't remember writing anything in the books that imply, or no, she said, I didn't imply in the books that she was white. And then somebody quoted the fact that she straight up says her porcelain white skin and matted frizzy ginger hair.
Yeah, she didn't say nappy fringy ginger hair.
The point being, right?
Yeah, she could just be light-skinned like Drake.
Like it's been retconned, but as a alleged LSD addict and opioid addicted video game writer once said, canon doesn't fucking matter. It's it's really what you want. Do you want Dumbledore to be gay? Does it thematically resonate with the story? I think it does. And I'm sure there were a lot of like queers who found the story of Dumbledore eye-opening. I mean, imagine being a queer teenager who like hadn't figured themselves out reading these books and picking up on that. I mean, there's definitely a read.
I don't. Do you think that if J.K. Rowling had never come out and said, "Yeah, no, Dumbledore was in love with Grindelwald," that the 7th book just exists in a vacuum with the other books, that anyone would be like, "Oh, these guys were friends. Were they lovers, perhaps?" That's where I'm losing.
There's one person I know would have.
Are they like a gay schizo?
No. Bloody Wrists 666, author of My Immortal.
Oh, okay. Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
Where Dumbledore says, and I quote, "Fuck."
And Dobby was it like Fudge and Draco were making out in the hallway, and Dobby was watching.
Excuse you. Okay, Draco's heart belongs to Vampire Potter.
You're right. And what was the main character from that shit's name?
Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway.
That is I would say that's a stupid fucking name, but what was Dumbledore's name again?
Professor Albus, Percival, Wulfric, Brian, Dumbledore. Yeah, no, it tracks, right?
Yeah.
It fucking tracks.
Yeah.
Harry Potter
Checkmate,
games.
Mug. You got me there.
I could absolutely see a Slytherin-centric character being named Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway.
Dobby thinks that Dumbledore was bi. Shut up, Dobby. Get back in your closet.
I forgot we had Dobby here. What's Dobby? What's your opinion on this?
Dobby does not answer questions for lesbians. Dobby is a free elf.
Dobby, you're wearing a fucking cum sock.
Dobby comes where he likes. Dobby is a free to come wherever. Dobby will come for Harry Potter when Harry Potter is in need.
Thanks, Dobby. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't fucking touch. Oh God, the fucking sock touched me.
Oh God, I can smell the pillowcase from here. It's like just moving. Even though we got further away, it got stronger. Dobby is potent.
Right, well, there you have it. According to Dobby the house elf, who is trapped in the Twin Peaks spread room for some reason.
Yeah, no, we're locking him in here after this. You can't operate in or out of the Twin Peaks room.
What's the lore? By the way, this bit needs to be like an after show thing.
yeah.
But what's the lore implications of us being in the red room? Because look, I just want to make a joke about killing myself with an NES zapper.
I'll be honest, I don't know enough about Twin Peaks to comment. Honestly,
God,
I saw a titty statue, and I was like, oh, as good as place as any to, have this thing
Oh yeah,
go.
I mean the statue's masturbating back there. It's actually a weeping angel. If you look away from her, she'll start figuring herself.
She's a weeping angel. If you look away from her, she'll come. God damn it! You said it before. You said it better before I could finish. The only one who gets to finish here is the statue.
Oh yeah. Well, we're trapped in the red.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the lore accurate cut on our Patreon. That's just the entire video, but where our voices are reversed.
To be honest with you, I didn't know this was from Twin Peaks, or that it was the Who Shot Mr. Burns Part 2. I didn't know that was a Red Room reference, like Lisa holding the flaming card and talking backwards until you proposed this as the background.
Yeah. Well, I because we were going to do a red letter media. Why don't we just do the red room? So this is a quick post-recording session because I think we both made a good point. So, Mug, you want to start us out?
So we're talking about on the heels of the could you read gayness in a vacuum if J.K. Rowling had never come out and said, oh yeah, Dumbledore's gay and here's where you look for it. On the heels of that, what with that little bit of obvious flagged flagrant gayness, just a more subtle, subdued, implied.
If there's an implied subtlety, it might be there. There's a read you can make.
Yeah. What would that mean to you or to gay people? To you and to gay people? What effect would that have in its minimalist form?
As somebody who read these books as a kid and is queer myself.
What?
It doesn't whoa, I forgot to mention that part. Whoa.
I just spit beer all over my cat.
I eat pussy. As a queer, as a person, it doesn't really mean anything to me. It's not something that matters to me, but narratively in the story, I think it means more for rather than Grindelwald was his friend, you're friends with Wizard Hitler, and you had to make being friends with Wizard Hitler right by stopping Wizard Hitler from Wizard Holocaust. Instead, it's you were in love with Wizard Hitler, and the fact that you were in love with Wizard Hitler led to a genuine conflict, not only between you and Wizard Hitler, but to Wizard Hitler, I mean, let's be honest, sacrificing himself to just so your grave doesn't get desecrated. I mean, bare minimum, that's what Harry's implying. And if that implication is meant to be a romantic implication, then you were in love with Wizard Hitler. It thematically resonates. It works with the themes of the book.
We've all had friends in real life who've over the years gotten a little bit cringe or just straight up fucking psychotic, and you break that off. You cut ties and it's over. I don't associate with that psycho motherfucker anymore.
Yeah, a lot of them happen to be Harry Potter fans.
Yes. But if you've tasted that person's cum and like shared a bed with them, and like it's like, yeah, no, that was my soulmate. That's somebody who I gave my all to, even if it was just for 2 beautiful months under the Tuscan English sun. That's that does have a heavier implication.
There's a much heavier implication with the narrative of that story.
There's also less deniability. Not that he had deniability because of the fucking letter that was found, but there's still like there's less benefit of the doubt to read from that compared to like, oh, those were just racist jokes I sent my friend on Discord. We weren't being serious, to like, no, I married a Grand Wizard of the KKK. And we spooned.
Grand Wizard
and scissored and docked. Oh, fuck, I just got it!
But yeah, no, I mean, that was the heavier point, and I think it adds more to my argument that, okay, if this was intended, if she was that subtle, which maybe she was, I mean, most people agree that the Neville thing was intended.
The Neville thing?
The Neville thing, where Neville is... Neville's
right,
actually the chosen one.
Fuck that, sorry.
Yeah, the prophecy actually applies to Neville. It's not really Harry. Harry's just conceited. It works. And most people like that theory, and they're willing to subscribe to that. But suddenly, when it comes to Dumbledore being gay, we're all like, well, isn't that just J.K. Rowling being J.K. Rowling? It's like, well, no, because she said it years prior, and it adds to the story.
Yeah.
It adds narrative that your mentor, the person you looked up to, was fucking Wizard Hitler, and then had to go and make fucking Wizard Hitler and killing his sister right. And was able to do so for everyone but his brother, and then for like the post-mortem hit piece.
Yeah, like if she lets out a tweet that says, there were 3 Japanese students, and one of them was named Hatsunora Mitsubishi Toyota, then that's superficial value being added. Whereas this...
There's nothing being added there.
Yeah.
Wizard poop adds nothing. Nothing about Hermione being black adds to the story. That doesn't change Hermione's character if she's black or not. And let's be honest, Rowling only adds things to a character that make them unique if she thinks it will add something to the story. Which is ironic, given the message of the first book is what makes you unique can also make you special. What separates you is also what makes you special. That's the message of Philosopher's Stone.
I thought the message of Philosopher's Stone was chicks dig scars.
I mean, only if those scars are face-shaped and on the back of your head, and they talk to you and make you eat unicorn blood.
Yeah, no, lightning scars are so passé.
But yeah, that was the external bit that we wanted to quickly interject. I don't know where. I assume we're going to put this towards the end of the discussion. But another piece of evidence after we've mostly finished the discussion, J.K. Rowling says in the interview that she did during the reading that there was a note on the film script for Half-Blood Prince, which she was still vetting at the time of Deathly Hallows being written, where she leaves a note that says Dumbledore's gay because they were going to add a line where he talked about a girl.
Yeah, and like the color of her hair, some shit like that.
Yeah. So if that note ever resurfaced and like had receipts, that might be the definitive evidence, at least for Deathly Hallows, him being gay. I still subscribe that there was some sort of authorial intent, but that would be the smoking gun. But you'd have she'd have to post it.
She slid it along to the screenwriter for the 6th film, which I guess would have been Half-Blood Prince. And like, I wonder now if that person has ever been like, no, that's bullshit.
Yeah, you'd have to ask the screenplay author for Half-Blood Prince if that interaction happened.
And I'm never going to get a response because Harry Potter fans are just the fucking worst.
Oh my god, they're fucking terrible. Like
part
of why I wanted this to be the first episode is because I know they're going to debate it in the comments.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that on the drive home from work.
That's going to drive up the engagement. You guys are all fucking suckers. I have no respect for you. Read a different fucking book.
Nobody cares what fucking house you got sorted into on Pottermore. I used to, about like 2016, whenever the Smash Ultimate came out, I was working at Lowe's with these 2 guys, and they both had like super Potterhead girlfriends, because of course they did. They were like 19 and 21 or some shit. And we're all hanging out in a hotel room because nobody had a place but me, and I wasn't about to invite these motherfuckers over to my house just to beat their asses at a video game. And they won't shut the fuck up about Harry Potter. And guess what house they were both in? Hufflepuff, because they were both 300 plus pounds. And I'm just giving them shit because I'm like, I don't. Well.
When I was living in my first apartment, I had 3 other roommates, and it's sort of a unit. One of the reasons why I think there's so many young adult women who are obsessed with Harry Potter is because we all read the book. Like we all read the book and we read it for fun. So we all read the book, and each of us were supposedly we were one of the houses. Nobody was particularly insufferable, but the Hufflepuff girl was autistic. So,
oh my god, that's like having a black member of the NAACP. What are the fucking odds?
Yeah, no. The Hufflepuff was autistic. The Gryffindor had brain damage.
Oh god.
The Slytherin, she was nice. She was nice. I like her.
Heroin addict. Just slander her for no reason.
I did do a lot of drugs with her.
Okay, sweet.
So
everyone needs like a Slytherin plug in their life, you know?
Oh yeah, we all gotta find us. No, she was actually the first person I interacted with in college because we were at one of these. We were at this event for for upcoming freshmen to go to,
like orientation type thing.
Yeah, it was something like an orientation thing, but it was like before orientation. I don't know how to describe it. You
like
went to the campus,
a freshman mixer.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
So I went there to go get my stuff, and I'm a little bit of a socially awkward Ravenclaw myself. I'm gonna fucking kill myself for that statement. Dear fucking god.
This is art, not life.
I was a little socially awkward, and I hear this girl's mom say behind me, "Hey, go up to that go introduce yourself to that shy looking girl."
Oh no.
She so she doesn't feel left out. And you just hear a reluctant sigh. And she just comes up and is like, "Hi, I'm Caitlin." And she's one of my only friends still from college. If I might send this episode to her.
I hope you do. I don't actually think you're a heroin addict, Caitlin, but you do you.
No, she didn't do heroin. She just started chasing after army boys. Last time I had a full-on conversation with her. But I love you, Caitlin. I hope you and your kids are doing well.
The 2 Hufflepuffs that I was stuck in the hotel room, I was giving them shit like, "Oh, what the fucking Harry Potter? Let me guess, you know what your house is?" And they both said Hufflepuff, and I'm like, "Fucking duh! You're adult Harry Potter fans." And Hufflepuff's the best house. I'm like, Hufflepuff is the worst house. It's all furries and autistic people.
The most notable Hufflepuff character dies fucking the instant a real threat shows up.
Yes, exactly. You can't have a handsome Hufflepuff. God won't allow it.
R.I.P. to the real one, Robert Patty Cake. I loved watching you jerk off to seagulls.
Diggory with a hard R.
Diggory.
Is there a true thug?
Do we have any other Harry Potter jokes?
I do have some Harry Potter notes, like things that would have made the movie better. For one thing, for purely artistic reasons, Natalia Tena should have been full frontal the entire movie. And if you have to ask why that's artistic and not at all tasteless, then I don't know what to tell you. Neville should have worn Nagini around his neck like a fucking trophy. Badass.
He probably did. I watched a plot synopsis of Cursed Child, and they didn't mention anything about Neville, but I'm just going to assume that's canon.
He was too busy drowning in pussy to show up for dress rehearsal.
19 years, yeah. They in the 19 years later chapter, there's actually a whole bit in the book where Neville's got a whole harem of naked babes just following him around with the Nagini scarf.
There's that scene where he makes Luna kiss the headless stump of Nagini at sword point for his own perverse pleasure.
But
the movie would have been better at the King's Cross limbo scene, where when Harry finds the sickly little Voldemort Horcrux remnant, he nurses it back to health at his breast. Was I drunk when I wrote these? Neville should have worn the corpse of a Hufflepuff student as a trophy.
God, I should have drank when I watched those fucking movies. It would have made them more bearable.
Honestly, it was fucking surreal trying to watch that movie with any kind of critical eye. I've always turned my brain off for that shit because it's just like, all right, what's on TV? Oh, Harry Potter movie marathon. We can Mystery Science Theater this shit in the living room. This will be great.
Every time, like if you're watching TV around Christmas and there's a Harry Potter marathon, you flip onto it, you watch one of the movies, you're just like, okay, that's enough Harry Potter for the year.
There's like
and that's been my tradition for years.
There's an actual scene. This isn't a joke scene in Goblet of Fire where Snape catches, I think it's like a Ravenclaw and a Hufflepuff. I only know one of them was a Hufflepuff, like making out, necking in the back of a carriage. And he's like, out. 200 points from Ravenclaw and 200 points from Hufflepuff. And the Ravenclaw should have been like, dude, make it 1,000 points. Just don't tell anyone I was with the fucking Hufflepuff. There's like that scene in the movie where it's like Voldemort's like, betray Harry Potter. And McGonagall was like, Mr. Filch, escort Slytherin house to the dungeon. So Hufflepuff house? Yes, the very same. I like to think they make them live in just like a shitty, squalid, like,
there's a line
trap house.
There's a line in the book, and it's cut from the movie, and I'm kind of glad it is, because it's really fucking cringe. where Harry does the whole speech where you can stand with me, or you can go, just try not to get in my way. And Slytherin makes it the Slytherin girl, who I don't remember her name, but anyone who claims they're part of Slytherin house, she's automatically their favorite character for some fucking reason. She's like, oh, you fuck you, and then they all get locked in the dungeon. Yeah. And anyways, there's a line where it's like, all of Gryffindor stayed, most of Hufflepuff too, even a few Ravenclaw stuck around. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Can you stop with this fucking Myers-Briggs bullshit already?
And then, like, I know it's different in the book, but there's that whole, like, when Neville gives his, instead of being tortured and, like, getting up like a fucking boss and telling Voldemort to shove it up his ass and immediately decapitating the snake like a fucking, like, just like fucking Conan the Barbarian, he gives this whole, like, hope's not over. And nobody's saying shit. It's not a silent curse, like, in the fucking book. Everybody's just, because even Seamus like, stand down, Neville. So, like, they can talk. Neville's the only one just like, it's not over. Harry died for us, but we can still honor his memory. And then, like, before Neville or anyone does anything, Harry just gets up and everyone's inspired. Harry's first words after, like, revealing that he's not dead should be like, really? Out of all you motherfuckers, Neville was the only one that had my back. Fucking Neville? That's fucked up with y'all. The fuck?
Like, the whole Neville being the actual chosen one thing, like, that's part of why I actually kind of like that theory, is because he's the one that actually says the decent thing. Like, he's the one that actually stands up for shit.
If I'm not playing the troll, I do ascribe to that theory.
I think most people do, and like, in regards to that that theory, it is well, like, it is subtly placed. If she is capable of subtlety, she's capable of that at the very least. But
Did
I had
Neville
2 more
and
points.
Luna get... Oh, sorry, go ahead, sorry, please.
No, they didn't. It's some fucking random Hufflepuff.
Just
sorry. It came up in that interview,
and like
it came up in the J.K. Rowling interview. That's how I know.
Boo.
Her name's like Harry Armpits or something. Anyways, I had 2 other points. One thing is just a passing mention of my aunt's biggest gripe with Deathly Hallows, that Harry and Hermione didn't fuck when they were in the tent, which, fair. She can't write teenagers. Yeah.
Right.
And also, I want to fuck Luna Lovegood. I want to fuck Luna Lovegood so fucking hard. Holy shit. Dear God.
I mean, I did when I was like that same age.
That's my wife. That's my wife.
Yeah, Luna, she's not autistic enough to be Hufflepuff, but she's definitely like on the spectrum. She definitely says shit like, walks into a party like, hello, I really like your purse. I've seen a lot of other girls with it here today. Like accidentally negging because she's just socially clueless. Like, I need that. When I was that age, it was like, man, I need Asperger's Bay.
Dude, she's my spirit animal. I love her.
Saying shit like, come on, father, let's go. Harry doesn't want to talk to us. He's just too polite to say anything. It's what the fuck? She's like on both ends of the spectrum.
Dude, she's goddamn autistically socially aware.
Yes, autistically socially aware, but still too autistic to pass socially.
Harry Potter, shut the fuck up and listen to me, you stupid bitch. You have to go talk to the ghost, you dumb motherfucker. That's what I was trying to tell you, you dense sports jock motherfucker, you C+ student dumb mother bitch. God.
I'm glad your fucking parents aren't here to see this right now.
God.
Oh, that's my last.
I'd want to be dead too. Fuck.
My last favorite thing in the book and the movie is when he's talking to his son Albus and he's all like, "But Dad, what if I do get sorted into Slytherin house?" Son, as long as you don't get sorted into Hufflepuff, then you're dead to me. More dead than my dead fucking parents.
This is just the Harry Potter stand-up hour at this point. I don't know what Wick's gonna do with all this extra footage.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
We got to do the train whistle. I forgot to do the kazoo train whistle.
Oh yeah. Wait, let's play it out. Let's play it out, Mug.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3.